And now, a special inside look at a Disney Channel feature presentation.
Director Carroll Ballard's first feature film was the highly acclaimed The Black Stallion in 1979. Ballard recently completed his second movie. This one is called Never Cry Wolf. It's the story of a rookie biologist played by Charles Martin Smith, challenged by life in the Arctic. In an age of formula movies, Carroll Ballard makes films that defy duplication. As he explains, it's a painstaking process.
Certain shots were shot months away from other shots. A scene that would last 30 seconds on screen. You know, this shot, this angle was shot August the 12th in this place, and this angle over here was shot the next year in July in that place over there, 4,000 miles away.
Never Cry Wolf producer Lewis Allen accommodated Ballard's style.
So there are surprises all the time going along, but I mean, he knows exactly what he wants, and one has to, as a producer, function around the way he works rather than try to impose a schedule and a particular way of working on him. Can't do that, I don't think, and he's all the better for that.
When the sun is low on the horizon at dawn or dusk, filmmakers call it magic hour for the glowing quality it gives photography. In the land of the midnight sun, Ballard enjoyed a luxury.
Picture appears like, my God, we waited for the magic hour every single night. No, fact is that the magic hour was all night long.
I guess you'd call him a perfectionist. He just isn't going to settle for something if it isn't done right. And as a result, it takes him an awful long time to make a picture.
Actor Charles Martin Smith spent 2 grueling years on Never Cry Wolf.
I remember when we first flew in, we were up in this valley in the middle of nowhere. Got off the plane, there was a grizzly bear sort of rolling around right next to the strip that he landed on. And, you know, they loaded him in a pickup truck and drove him out, and we threw some clothes on him, and the sun was setting, and I wanted his great light. And, of course, I just sort of threw him out there and said, okay, Charlie, act this way. You know? I really have to hand it to him. I mean, the great thing about Charlie is he stayed in there, boy. And there aren't many actors around today who would have.
He was extremely liberal with me as far as letting me develop the character myself, which was interesting. I hadn't expected it. We ended up working together very well.
Smith's most challenging scenes were played opposite these first-time actors, Inuit Eskimos, Ballard recruited for the film.
No. No, thanks. I don't eat fish.
What do you eat?
Actually, I eat mice.
They were completely natural and absolutely relaxed. And it was difficult for me because as soon as you put an actor next to a real person like that, especially as low-key as they are, everything that an actor does is going to look really phony, you know, really as though he's acting. So I had to become as real as they did in the part of Tyler.
You see, the wolves are supposed to eat caribou. However, there are no caribou. Basically, what the wolves have been eating is mice. So I'm conducting an experiment to see whether a carnivore, a big animal, can live on nothing but mice. What does he say?
He says, good idea.
What Carroll Ballard learned about a vanishing Eskimo culture became part of Never Cry Wolf.
I went up in the northern settlements and looked around, and people have changed a lot. You know, they've been relocated and they've been moved into towns. They all live in these things sort of like trailers, and they, you know, eat junk food and sugar pops, and it's changed them.
I met a girl in a bar, and she wanted me to buy her drinks, so I bought her some. And then after a while, she wanted to come home with me. But I made a mistake. I smiled at her. That's what happens when a meat eater becomes a sugar eater.
Farley Mowat wrote the book on which Never Cry Wolf is based. He was skeptical at first about having his work adapted for a movie.
Nobody can translate a book into a film. There are 2 different things.
When another of Mowat's books was adapted for television, Mowat was so offended by the result that he smashed his typewriter into his TV set.
Every author is terrified by what the film people will do to his book, usually with good reason.
But when the producer told Mowat who'd been hired to direct Never Cry Wolf, Mowat's phobia disappeared.
And when he picked Carroll Ballard to direct it, I knew we were home free because I had seen The Black Stallion and considered it one of the finest pieces of nature, and by nature I mean not only animals but man, nature photography I'd ever seen. So from there on, I was just in a state of euphoria.
But finally, Never Cry Wolf is a product of Carroll Ballard's own passion. The beauty of his vision stems from a conviction. He wants people to see what they have to lose.
I really feel very, very, very strongly about destruction of the natural world. I mean, I just think it's one of the most ghastly, horrible crimes imaginable. That, you know, people are wiping out species and things that have evolved over millions of years. Fantastic miracles of life.
Never Cry Wolf, all this month on the Disney Channel.